Hello, everyone. Good day from Tallinn, Estonia, and I guess Denmark, Copenhagen. My name is Sten Saluver. I am the head of the studies at the Mastering AI for European Film Professionals program. And today with me is joining from the National Film School of Denmark, the key organization behind this fantastic program, Anna-Katrina Rasmussen. Hello, Anna. Well, we put together this webinar to tell you a little bit more about the program. It's quite exciting 142-hour plus program that is going to take place over 5 weekends, some of them online and some of them on site in Copenhagen, in Tallinn, Estonia, as well as Amsterdam. What the program is about, who are the mentors, how much does it cost, and so forth. Obviously, if you have questions, please do write them here in the chat, and we'll be able to answer these questions at the end of our small presentation. Ina, before we start talking about the program itself, which is very generously supported by the Creative Europe Media Program, maybe you want to tell a little bit about the film school, the film school's commitment to all kinds of interesting and innovative training, and actually where did the program come from? Because there was a pilot.
Yeah, thank you, Stan. Yeah, we are very proud to be part of this Mastering AI for European Professionals. We started last year actually with a mini MBA in AI. Mini MBA is just a name. It's not a protected title, but we did a very high quality in training for film professionals, executives, where 18 people came through a program, also of 5 modules like this one. So it looked pretty much like this, but we build on the experience and we improve it, and that's what we applied for Creative Europe together with our partners, Baltic Event and Filmforward, and together with Sten, we built this together so that we could provide a new training program that was much more international. The first one was more Nordic, but this is really international. And it's built also on a long collaboration with Sten Saluver that we have since 4 years, where we do a film tech conference called Picture This. That's initiated by Nordisk Film Fund, but it has been the film school's one of our main projects the last 4 years, and we are very proud to do that. So for the film school, which is basically for students, we have this department of continuous training that I run, and we really think that new technology is some of the most crucial things we should teach at the moment.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ina. And as Ina mentioned, this is quite a unique initiative. This is a partnership that spans 3 countries, Denmark, the Netherlands, as well as Estonia. We hope that these countries cover a very large community of filmmakers and film professionals all over Europe, as well as some of the filmmakers or independent filmmakers outside of Europe who might want to join as well. The organizations are the Film School, the Industry Tallinn Baltic Event, summit of the Tallinn Black Nights Film Festival, as well as Filmforward, which is a training program for film professionals in the Netherlands. So we bring together classical film education, an industry component, as well as a very strong upskilling component as well. We don't want to spend too much time on talking about why film professionals need to learn about artificial intelligence. AI, especially generative AI, has come really through doors and windows. If you look at the growth of the AI platforms, whether they are OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, or anyone else, we see definitely that more and more AI content is coming into the media industry and the film industry at large. By various accounts, more than 50% of the content in the internet is already now somehow or some way generated by AI. We see that already tangible AI guidelines are emerging from different types of companies and streamers. You might be familiar with the Netflix generative AI guidelines, but there are also different types of guidelines issued by broadcasters, commissioning editors, and so forth. And obviously, Europe and the Future of the Creative Europe Media Program, or the Agora, has taken generative AI and its applications in the film industry as one of its critical priorities. So what we've decided to do out of our pilot is to take all of these requirements and all of these changes and structure them into a comprehensive program that hopefully help you to better implement and master AI in your work. So what is the Mastering AI for Film Professionals program? This is I would say, one of a kind, a hybrid program to give you the tools and frameworks to master and understand AI's application in the European or otherwise independent film industry. This is not a program where you would go and just create AI clips. This is really a program that gives you a technological knowledge, a framework knowledge, a legal and copyright knowledge, a change management knowledge, and many other facets in order to have a comprehensive understanding how you can make that powerful technology work either for your company, for your co-production, your production, your visual effects pipeline, or any other creative project. This is a 5-weekend program, as I said before, taking place in Copenhagen, Amsterdam, and Tallinn. And we complement this by 2 quite intensive online sessions that also have a yoga component, which and I can talk about later. The whole idea there is, again, to empower you to support with AI the current projects and activities what you're doing. And we have quite a high, I think what is very unique about this program, that it is very personal. We have a very high mentor to participant ratio. We would say that roughly it's going to be around 15, 16 mentors for 20 to 24 participants. So it is a very collaborative, very salon-esque, and quite a powerful learning experience. And as I said, 3 different organizations tackling AI through their respective works are coming together to deliver this program for you. Who is the program for? So we think that the ideal participants to this program can come from different walks of life. If you're a producer and you're seeking to optimize your production or understand how you can make better productions with AI, or develop some new financing models, or even acquire financing, directors exploring new creative possibilities and storytelling techniques. We had a very, very interesting cohort last year where we had directors from animation, from TV series, independent directors, and so forth, who are particularly looking forward to address with generative AI the creative challenges that they're facing. Of course, very, very important component is creative and I would say business transformation. So if you are managing a small studio or a small company, how would you be able to align your team and your colleagues around AI? So the question, do you have a strategic roadmap for AI? Do you have security in place? Do you understand ethical considerations? Again, security aspects that no one doesn't upload assets, which are very sensitive, into platforms that don't have, for example, very clear ethical and data management standards, which we'll talk about in the program, and so forth. Visual effects is an area where we see AI coming in quite large volumes. At PictureDisc last year, we had some extraordinary demonstrations of what types of visual effects and high fidelity visual effects AI can already generate. And of course, that's been always a challenge for European, or anyway, independent film. So we will tackle that aspect too. Obviously, festival directors and programmers are highly welcome as more and more AI content is produced, and they will be able to formulate both their guidelines and opinions, as well as an approach to AI content. If you're in distribution and marketing, AI is a tool of choice, and we'll be running a dedicated marketing training at the end of the program. If you're shaping policies, as a policymaker, again, or a studio professional, then this is a place for you. And obviously, if you're steering the ecosystem as an organization leader from a financing perspective, the program will give you a wide enough of a lens to understand what's going on. We've thought that the minimum requirement to join the program is having at least 5 years of professional experience in film, television, and audience or audiovisual media industry. Very large knowledge of AI is not required for the program, although it would be great if you have some background on this. More details of benchmarking your existing skills and knowledge are available also at our application form. If you have not yet worked for 5 years in an industry and you are wanting to join the program, drop us a separate message and we'll be able to see how to accommodate that as well. Dates are very, very important as planning is great. So we've launched the applications for the program in December for the 2026 cohort. The final applications deadline is on 18th of February. If you want to grab, or if you already haven't applied, or you want to grab the link for the application form, please take out your phones and take a snap of the QR code. And this will give you direct access to the application form. The week after, your applications will be evaluated by an independent evaluation committee consisting of film professionals, AI professionals, and training professionals. And by latest March 9th, we will inform you by email if you have been selected to the program. The program itself starts already in Copenhagen from 10th to 12th of April with an industry event the night before for participants who join. We usually start the modules at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the lessons or the program goes around 6 p.m. every day. The second module will take place between 29th to 31st of May online with brief sessions on workflows and implementation of AI in production context. And the third module will take place on 12th and 14th of June, focusing on copyright guidelines and best practices, making sure that the content what you produce with generative AI will be able to claim copyright, and you'll be able to navigate that space as more and more professionals and more companies are entering into AI production. Then our fourth module will be at Amsterdam between 10th to 13th of December to align with IBC or the International Broadcasting Fair, where we can more learn about the business models and business modeling in AI. And finally, we are concluding at the Tallinn Black Nights Film Festival between 16th to 18th of November. You will be able to join the A-Class Festival, the industry experience, as well as do a short presentation of the projects that you're developing throughout this program. I'm sure you want to a little bit hear what is happening within these modules and what you will be able to learn. And we've taken quite a lot of feedback from our first edition and thought quite comprehensively what film professionals need. So as I said before, this is not just a prompting course. This is quite a comprehensive course that will help you to develop a holistic understanding as a filmmaker around AI. So we begin with AI foundations to give a understanding of how technically AI works, how it impacts the value chain, and how it's already impacting the value chain, and how you would be able to drive an AI aware change in your organization. One of the key learnings, what we learned from the first edition of our program, was that the technology wasn't the problem. It was really the human's ability to adapt to the technology and take this to their team. So we'll be spending both a significant amount of time both on the sustainability question of understanding how AI will help to drive sustainable businesses, but we'll also look with the aid of some change management experts, corporate change management experts and psychologists, how you will be able to go through that transformative experience yourself, and how would you be able to manage the change for your team, for your co-producers, or anyone else you will be collaborating. The second module will focus on more specifically on audiovisual production. There we will look specifically generative AI and solutions for filmmakers. We will do a little sprint where you will be working quite in depth with different types of tools. We will look both at the visual tools. We will look at solutions which help to produce feature film quality content. We will also look at and have conversations with both directors and VFX professionals who are operating in this space to understand how AI can not just generate slop, but really contribute to projects that have been premiering at festivals and streamers and elsewhere. And we'll be also looking into the best practices working with not only image, but also scripts, synthetic audio, and so forth. The third module, as I said before, will focus on ethics, copyright, and workflows. If you don't yet have a generative AI tracker in place for your projects, you should, because without a tracker, you cannot claim copyright. And this module really is to give you the business acumen to understand what is copyrightable, what is not copyrightable, what are the regulations, what is the landscape for different types of financiers, commissioners, distributors, and sales agents, as well as the guidelines that you can use in your own productions to be on the safe side. The fourth module will be about business innovation with AI. That looks clearly into business models and how can you drive new value. We'll have some experts joining to our conversations, helping you to ideate and work on different business models specifically for film industry. And we'll be in Amsterdam during IBC. We'll be able to meet companies who are pushing the curve in utilizing AI to support and grow their business. And last but not least, we will be integrating everything what we have jointly learned and discussed in Tallinn with real-world projects and markets. This will be a chance for you to present your final project during the Black Nights Film Festival. We will look into launching the projects, as well as how to use, for example, AI for marketing and distribution in cutting through the noise. So as you can see, it's quite a comprehensive, quite intensive, but also quite a fruitful program. And as I mentioned before, our work days usually start at 10 a.m. in the morning with breaks in between, and we finish broadly around 5-6 p.m. every day. With the online sessions, these are significantly shorter. I think you can count about 3 or 4 hours per day, again with breaks and online yoga to keep you refreshed in order to survive through these Zoom calls. And ultimately, we hope that through this program, you'll be able to gain some AI leadership mastery, have an understanding how you would put these technologies to work through operational excellence, look at the business component, how AI can help you to write better applications, structure your work, and free more time for you to focus on the key thing, creativity. Obviously, having confidence with regulatory and guidelines, whether on financiers, streamers, or the EU at large. What is really, really fun and has been fun about the program that we do really have an elite cohort, people working together, and the community has really sparked out of our pilot year. And obviously, everything what you can learn, you can put to use in real time for the project or projects what you are developing. Anna, let's talk a little bit about the deadlines and the application process.
Yeah, you can go into use this QR code, and then you find the application form that you need to fill in before the 18th of February. Just 18th of February, as in very late at night. You have all day to fill it in. It's not super complicated, but of course we need to know what is your motivation and your background. And because we're looking very much into have a very diverse cohort, diverse in terms of professions within the film industry, diverse in terms of course, of gender and ethnicity, but also experience, so that we have a very experienced together with people with maybe 5 years of experience, which is the minimum. But our experience from last year with the mini MBA was that it was very good to have both young people and people more my age together in a room, because people can learn different things from each other.
Absolutely. And what I wanted also to add was that everyone did a small project at the very end, how they would apply AI in their particular business context. And it was an absolutely wonderful affair, with projects spanning from animation, primetime TV series, genre films, editing, VFX production, and etc. So learning from each other is equally important.
Yes, but it's important also that you have decision power in your work. I mean, maybe you're not the head of a company, but you're maybe head of you're heading the photo department, or you're heading the VFX department, because you need to be able to implement what you learn about in your work. So if you have to have some kind of power to implement what you're talking about. But it should be possible also to, if you're a little bit more junior, to influence your big bosses.
We had a talent last year who was a bit junior, but brought in an amazing contribution to the program.
Yeah, exactly. And he was changing how his company, now former company, because now he's a student actually at the school, but he could implement it at the company, how they use AI. So that was really important. You apply, and if you have any questions, you write to me or to my colleague Etienne Foucault, who's also he's also attending now the meeting, and we will answer all your questions. Then of course there is a question about the payment that will come afterwards, but that's also us that we should talk about that with. And
right. Of course, with our cohort, we are open to everyone, and we're striving for a 50-50 principle to have a very broad representation across different cultures, geographies, cultural background, and as Anna said, professional discipline. So what is the cost of the program?
Yeah, it is the 2,500 euro, which covers the tuition fee and the meals during the daytime. But of course, you would need on top of that to have your travel cost. You have to hotel cost. We will guide you to some hotels, but I must say, in Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Tallinn, it's not exactly super cheap, but we will try to find a good price for you and help you book the hotels. And then of course, yes, the flights and the meals outside of the workshop. There will be one common dinner during each of the on-site modules. So that will make, 2 other meals you will have to pay, actually, because we serve breakfast, we serve coffee breaks and lunch. The module in Copenhagen would be at the premises of the National Film School of Denmark.
Yes. So what's included is all 5 modules with all complete teaching, the tutor fees, access to the expert faculty and mentors throughout the program, but also after the program has completed, our program materials and resources. It also has accreditation and special access to the Tallinn Black Nights Film Festival and its industry platform, which is a big bonus, plus other industry events, parties and networking and so forth. As Anna mentioned, the breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks during the study days and workshops, certificate of completion, and alumni network mentorship. And the travel and the accommodation costs you would need to provide yourself. But once you are being accepted to the program, we will provide different types of competitive rate hotel options for everyone to pick what they what they wish for. Program also is supported by the Creative Europe Media Program that generously covers most of the costs. And what we also wanted to stress here is that once you are applying to the program and confirmed to the program, we will be your confirmation letter also includes a support letter and support documentation that you can either file to your national film institutes, other funders, or private sponsors as well. So we will work with you in order to make your onboarding experience as smooth as possible. There's two questions, I think. Three questions here. Let me answer this. Can we give concrete examples of the projects developed during the curriculum? So I can give a few examples. There was an animated film and a workflow for a workflow by an award-winning animator, basically making an AI pipeline to support the animation production of his studio. And there was a showcase of an approach, how he could bring different types of elements together to produce I would say an A-class capable short film with AI tools. And it's quite different. And there was a lot of experimentation, trial errors, and so forth. We had a project from a screenwriter of developing an approach and pipeline of developing a human-centric AI approach for a writer's room for primetime TV series. We had a project. I think there was a project of developing an AI-assisted development system for a relatively large producer who's producing several feature films and productions annually. We had an approach of developing genre film concepts that could go actually to co-production markets with AI tools. We had an example of a visual effects pipeline for a primetime TV series. What else?
There was also a broadcaster who needed to make an AI strategy. She didn't do the whole strategy there, but she had a lot of input for the strategy for the broadcaster.
Yes. So what we can really see is that these are very, I would say, large scale, quite comprehensive, quite professional filmmakers centric approaches, and I think we can accommodate quite a wide range of things, but everyone could benefit from there. So regarding online seminar sessions, yes, of course, we will obviously share during the program all sessions. It's totally understandable that for timing reasons, everyone cannot attend everything. But we also actually have to stretch that these are not just presentations, but they are actually interactive sessions. And how the tutors work or in the program is primarily taking their expertise to help you to solve your problems. And most of the learning basically happens either through a dialogue or a Q&A learning. So obviously everyone gets the presentations, but the maximum benefit obviously comes from active participation. So the more questions you have, the more things we can discuss, the more better tailored is it for you. And we will also set it up. We also set it up an online learning environment where all the materials are being used. The online sessions usually start at 10 CIT in the morning. I think, Chris, you asked that question. And we usually, for online sessions, we finish them around 2 p.m. And you can briefly describe the project or a concept, what you would like to apply for, indeed in your application form, but these projects can change to course as obviously as do film projects.
Yeah, can I say something? It's important that people don't think it's about making a film. I mean, it could also be a film, but it's mostly your workflows. I mean, in any case, it can also be that you're working for a film fund and you want to strengthen the workflows within your office work. It could also be you're working with distribution or marketing. So it's about making a strategy for workflows.
Yes, and in many cases, the group comes together from different parts of professionals of the value chain and will be really able to have quite a comprehensive approach. I think in the last cohort, we had studio managers, editors, screenwriters, animators, VFX professionals, commissioning editors, financiers, directors, educators, and it actually made a very fantastic group because everyone could bring in their own perspective. You don't need to have an AI project to participate, but and that's an answer to Morten, you can just come out with your hypothesis or with a project that is not AI, and you'll just come and learn how you can basically benefit, how you can make the technology to work. As I said, we look into different types of components, how to make it work for financing, how to make it work for development, how to make it work for company pipelines, up to creative points and copyright as well. So there's quite a lot of subjects and angles to cover. And of course, that kind of trainable, it could be applicable through your university funding, as the film school is a professional training institution. Just please contact us in order to make sure that you are eligible for funding, and his email is here. We have quite a world-class faculty of mentors and speakers. Here's a tentative list of the people who work in industry. Charlotte Lund-Thomsen, one of the best legal counsels in Europe, both in traditional as well as AI-related copyright. Margarita Grubina from Respeecher, the world's #1 ethical synthetic audio provider. Angus Finney, very celebrated financier and educator. Angus is just currently finishing a book on the impact of AI to the film industry, and I'm sure that it will be as impactful as is quite legendary the international film business. Ada Zucker, an extraordinary business development executive, worked in various positions, including the PwC in Berlin. Martin Madsen, one of Scandinavia's leading visual effects supervisors, Katri Mainin, an AI screenwriter. Myself, Anna Gris and Jorge Caballero from Artefacto Films, who are producing short films and documentary films with AI, and many, many more. So if you have any other questions, this is really the time to ask them. We'll be happy to take a few others, but otherwise we look forward to your applications by 18th of February, both at the Mastering AI for Film.eu or snap the QR code.
And for a few people from the low capacity countries, there will be a scholarship of, for the tuition fee will be covered. So you only have to finance your hotel and travel yourself. So there will be 4 to 6 scholarships of that kind for people from low capacity countries.
Right, and disadvantaged production backgrounds. Albert, to your question, the projects that are developed within the course are disclosed case by case only. What that basically means is that it's up to you to decide whether the final presentations in the group will stay within the group, but if you want to disclose them or not to disclose them, that is your own choice. Last year, we had several presentations that were confidential by nature because they either came from quite significant companies or they came from productions that were ready to premiere. So everything what happened in the presentation were Chatham House only. However, if you are developing a project and you want to take advantage of the industry network, the extensive sales and financing and festival distribution network at the Black Nights Film Festival, then obviously we are able to make your presentation public and share it into the industry participants, or invite the industry participants to meet you in order that you get the traction. That choice is that choice is purely yours. Peter, can you elaborate more on? Do you have an idea of how did the course affect the careers of the previous participants? Yes, we do. What we usually do after the program is that we have a community group where people stay in touch after the program. And what we've really seen is a lot of projects spinning off. We've seen collaborations between studios and certain types of AI vendors. We see mentors working with former participants on their projects, and as a matter of fact, I had a conversation with one of our participants from last year, who is a Scandinavian producer, who is developing quite a high budget period piece in Scandinavia, historical period piece, and she's actually now implementing AI quite significantly, also with the director who participated in the program. So what we've really seen is that there's a very tangible use of these technologies into real into real productions. Ena, is a scholarship only for specific countries?
It's for the low capacity countries within Europe, but it's also for other people who can argue that they can't find the financing. I mean, for instance, if you're Danish, you can apply Danish Film Institute, so we wouldn't give you a scholarship. So it should be from countries where there's no support from film institutes or other where you can get the funding.
Yes, and as the program is financed by Creative Europe Media, then the scholarship should come from European territories or countries associated with Creative Europe Media. So if you are outside of Europe, Google and see which are associated countries to Creative Europe Media or EU funding, and you will be able to benefit from these scholarships as well. Roshan, can you elaborate more on what those final presentations are? As I said before, these are presentations of your own projects where you will be utilizing AI to develop the project better. It could be a workflow, it could be an approach to develop VFX, it could be a script development procedure, it could be a policy for your company, it could be a film concept with existing footage and so forth. So what we can do is that we can later post a link to last year's guidelines on projects into this webinar, and you can specifically see what the projects are. Bruno, thanks for letting us know that you haven't received the confirmation email. We will have Etienne to check.
Etienne is on the case.
Etienne is on the case, and he will check your application as well. Yes, professionals based in Switzerland can participate.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope we were able to give you enough background information about this program. The webinar will be available at the link where you registered for the webinar, so including the slides, as well as the description of the program. Etienne added his contacts here as well. So regarding the application process, you can get in touch with all kinds of questions regarding the program and the application process. if you happen to be at the Berlinale, come and find us at the Berlinale. We will be.
Yeah, you have my email. I am happy to meet with people. My schedule is already pretty full, but of course I'm glad to meet you so we can meet. And also I would say that, there will be 24 to 26 spots this year, and we get more applications than that. So if we don't take you this year, we will definitely try to repeat it next year, and then you're more than welcome to apply again. But so there will be a little bit of competition to participate. We can't handle more than 24, 26 people at the time, because it's about also to get personal feedback from the tutors, and it's important also for group dynamics that we are not bigger than that.
Thank you, everyone, and hope to see your applications very soon. Thank you. And,
looking forward.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.